Good morning, class, and welcome to today's class. I'll be teaching on energy changes. Now, let's look at this question. In the formation of hydrogen sulfide at 25 degrees Celsius, your normal room temperature, this is an equation for the reaction describing the formation of hydrogen sulfide. Now, they say we should determine the standard free energy change. That is our delta G. It was named after the American scientist Weber Gibbs. We call it free energy, we call it available energy, or we call it Gibbs energy. That is the energy available in a chemical reaction. From as the name implies, this your R is your gas constant, 8.314. If it's evolving energy, if it's evolving ATM pressure, it's 0.8314. Under your ID gas is a constant as well. Now there's a relationship between There's a relationship between standard free energy change delta G and equilibrium. And the relationship between the two is what we refer to as Van Hoff isothermal equation, where you have your delta G is equal to minus 2.303 RT log Ke. This is the equation, the relationship between G and K. So automatically, since they gave you your K is equilibrium constant. So since they gave you this, you can also get this using this. So now delta G is going to be equal to minus 2.303 times RT. What was your R? Your gas constant, 8.314. That will be times 8.314 times T, temperature in Kelvin. You can see this one is joule per Kelvin. Your temperature should be in joule per Kelvin. So that will be, they gave 25 degrees Celsius. You know that will be plus 273, which will give you 298 Kelvin. So that will be times 298 times log Ke. What's your K? Equilibrium constant, which is 6.0 times 10 power 5. I would love us to treat this one separately. I'll get it now. If you have to solve this, this is just like 10 raised to power 6 times 10 raised to power 5. You get the logarithm of this. I get now. Log 10 base 10 cancel out. By the time you press log 6.0, you press log 6.0, that will give you 0.77. So this is just like 10 raised to power 0.77 plus 5. When you have times, you plus from indices. So that will give you 5.77. So you bring everything together here. That'll be minus 2.303 times 8.314 times 298 times 5.77. I'll follow in on this aspect now. So by the time you multiply everything, you're going to have 32922.7. I can write it as 32923 joules, because your gas constant R was in joules. So your answer is going to take that in joules. The energy is measured in joules. This is delta G now. But if you look at the options, everything is kilojoule per mole, which is actually true. I've explained something like that before. Delta H, delta G, delta S. Every system at one point or the other will exhibit this. This one must be in kilojoule. This one can be in kilojoule or joule, but preferably kilojoule most times. But your S, degree of this one is entropy, the degree of randomness or disorderliness in the system. This one must be in joule per mole per Kelvin, per mole per Kelvin, per mole per Kelvin. So this one we can therefore convert it to. So that will be okay. 3. Let me check again. 3297. 3297. 3297. 3297. So converting to kilojoule, divide by 1000. So that will give us 1, 2, 3. That will give us 32.97 kilojoule per mole. There's negative here, because of the minus here. So our final answer is minus 32.97 kilojoule. I just want us to get the concept, which is option A. If it is negative, there's a way we used to say feasible under delta G, feasible and non-feasible. I get it now. Feasible and non-feasible. Positive, negative. Sometimes we say thermodynamically non-possible or thermodynamically feasible. Or sometimes they use the word spontaneous or non-spontaneous to describe that when your answer is positive. Fine, we know that for S, for H, for G, if it's positive, there's something that it implies. So let's look at the question again. Let me briefly do the last explanation. In the formation of hydrogen sulfide at this particular temperature, they gave you the equilibrium constant, They now say that determine, calculate the standard free energy change. You now need to think, what formula am I going to apply? You now look at the relationship. There's something I tell students, use the known to get the unknown. Since they gave you your delta, okay, you're looking for the delta G and they gave you your K, which is your equilibrium constant. We have K. When you get there, you have KP, KQ, KSP, KW, a lot of K, but K is equilibrium product, equilibrium constant, solubility product, ionic dissociation of water. You have many K. I get now. So since they gave you your K, so you can now equate it